Hey guys, Russ here, diagnosed with ALS 321 2019. Today is December 11th, 2020. We've almost made it through this crazy year, even though for me, being on disability, it really hasn't been, I don't think, too much different for myself. The other thing is, my wife has worked remote this whole time, so we really haven't seen that big of problems with everything this year. Um, that being said, some good things have started to come out of this year. I have a lot to talk about. Hopefully, I can get it wrapped up pretty quick for you guys. But so I think first on the plate, I'll just start this off with Neuron. So Neuron came out with their top line data saying that the trial was unsuccessful, and a lot of people took that the wrong way. Um, and so I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and Facebook, being concerned about the trial, it being a failure. But the one thing that they really didn't put in that top line data that they put out was the fact that the trial was unsuccessful in a trial state. I guess that's what you would call it, because basically it wasn't a slam dunk. It wasn't like, oh, Neuron is the perfect thing for everyone. But when we had our meeting, so all the 200 participants that were in the study, um, or thereof, I actually think there might have been a few more people, but they went through everything that they had found, and Neuron is highly has a high success rate. The problem in the study there was a lot of people that had placebo effect, and the other thing with the ALS FRS score, it's harder to score people with the farther progression that they have. So they came to realize that people with an ALS FRS score of 35 plus would benefit the best from using Neuron, while people underneath 35 ALS FRS scores, they really couldn't measure how much it was helpful in those parts. But they are going to shoot for FDA approval. They're trying to find a laboratory to be able to host their stem cells, because they only had those laboratories during the time of their trial period, and now that that's over, they don't have those facilities locked down anymore. So that's good news. They're working on trying to get a facility for stem cells, and they're working towards trying to get approval through the FDA. So with that said, still be excited about Neuron. It is most likely the best thing that they still have out there. That being said, after I'd heard, that with an ALS FRS score of 35 plus, I'm most definitely sure that I got a placebo, because when I started in the trial at the beginning of the year, my score was definitely a lot better than it is now. Last time I had my score done, it was a 26. So, that, being said, it's a little bit less than what they consider the perfect patient for Neuron. Um, with that, I also have gotten into the Healey Trial. I am taking the first regimen A, which is Xylocoplan. I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically, it is an injection that I put in my stomach. So I just take a shot, and my wife takes a shot, puts it in my stomach, and we'll do that for 24 weeks. The thing about the trial is there's still a placebo in it. The only thing with the Healey trial is that there are 3 drugs, and all 3 drugs only get 1 placebo per the group. So it's my odds are 3 to 1, 3 chances of getting the drug, 1 chance of getting the placebo. I've been taking that for 3 days now. I don't feel any different. Um, I was curious to see if the stuff tasted like drugs. So when you open the little needle, a little bit does fall out. So I tasted it, and it really didn't taste like nothing. So I'm not really sure what it is, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot and see how all of that goes. Um, yeah, I am here still at my brother-in-law's house. The pictures up there, their wedding pictures. This is their Christmas tree. They have a couple of small girls that are fun to watch, and see them try to manipulate their way through being children. So some other things, we got the sleep number bed, which I talked before in my previous video. It's pretty nice. The only problem is that the app for it is on my phone, and I really have a hard time holding the phone now. So for me to be laying in bed and use the phone to get to the app to adjust the bed has been pretty difficult. So we just got a remote for the bed. The buttons are kind of a little hard to touch, so we'll have to see how it goes. I do like the bed and the adjustability of it, especially that you can tilt it a little bit at night. It works pretty well. The bed also has a little snore feature on it to like put it where you don't snore, and it also has one for the other person in the bed. And one night when my wife was snoring pretty good, I was like, oh, I'm going to try this out. And it tilted the bed, and her snoring actually had stopped significantly. And she didn't even notice that the bed got tilted when she was sleeping. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then we just got this chair. This chair is pretty cool. It lifts so that you can actually like get out of it. So like when I lift it up, I can actually get to almost a standing position, so that I can just step out of the chair, and that's pretty cool. That the chair has that ability, and I could pretty much sleep in this chair if I wanted to. It'll lay all the way flat and stuff. I'm really grateful that my brother-in-law was letting me put the chair in here. They really didn't have a whole lot of room already, especially because they put this tree up. But I have a place for the chair in here, and I've been trying to use this through the day when they're not here. And talk about like where I'm at. mentally through this whole thing. Um, I have a hard time walking around. I have to use the walker quite a bit. The one cool thing being in the city and my friend that had gave me the electric wheelchair is that at nights when we've been taking our dog for a walk, I've been going out with my wife on the electric wheelchair, which is pretty amazing. I like being able to get outside and go for a ride. So I'll probably do that after I get done with this recording. Um, but my headspace is it's kind of funny. The beginning of the year, I was like, man, if I got coronavirus and it took me out, like, then I could have beat ALS that way. And then it was kind of funny though, here lately, I was actually worried about getting coronavirus because I don't think I'm quite ready yet. But at the same time, like, I'm at the point where I really can't feed myself or really do anything on my own. I think the biggest, the last hygiene thing that I can do is I have an electric toothbrush, and when my wife showers me, I'll brush my teeth in the shower with the electric toothbrush, and that is really the only hygiene thing I can do. Um, Deodorant was the first one that I couldn't do. It's kind of amazing how much effort it takes just to put a bar of deodorant underneath your arm. And, so, and walking, uh, I have a hard time getting in and out of my truck. Yesterday, I was actually going to start doing physical therapy at an office. I had a physical therapist coming to the house and an occupational therapist, but they can only do it for so much. And so now I have to go to a facility. And yesterday I was going to try to drive there, but trying to get the maps up on in the truck and hold the phone and everything, like, it was gonna take too much effort, so I decided to not go, and rescheduled for next week when my wife is actually done with work and can take me. Um, the driving has me a little upset about it. I think the Jeep, though, when I got rid of it earlier in the year, um, was the out of the driving part the saddest for me because I really like to go wheeling and play out in the desert or even wheeling anywhere. But it's really hard for me to do anything, and so it weighs on me quite a bit. I tried to stay as positive as I can, even though that doesn't always work. Some days I get depressed about things because, man, I'd like to be able to go for a run or, even a walk somewhere, because, like, I walked everywhere for so many years and I just learned to run um, in my 30s. And, before that, I make the joke the only time I ever ran before was from the cops. And but I didn't even run from police because I was too lazy when I was a kid then, too. So, um, I really only started running in my 30s, and I wanted to do something with that, and I was able to run some, not as much as I would have liked, and that's pretty rough to not be able to have those goals. Today my goals are very small, if any. Most of it is don't fall, which I haven't, knock on wood, in a little while. But, it breaks my heart that I'm like this. Um, and I'm pretty sure it breaks everybody's heart around me too, seeing me like this, because it's really hopeless. Um, on one hand, we have all these people doing research with all this natural herbs and medicines and stuff, and and they give good hope. The um, ALS Naturally um, Facebook group. They also have a website where they meet with people that have had ALS reversals, and they talk about supplements that can help with these things, and it gives you hope. But then when you go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, they pretty much tell you don't rely on any natural things, um, because you're gonna die anyway. It's really hard to know how this is all gonna pan out. Even me doing these trials, they give me a little bit of hope, but at the same time, when I gotta check in, it's pretty depressing to know that, like last month when I checked in, I was able to do, X, Y, and Z, and this time when I check in, I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z, so it's like a constant reminder of how you're deteriorating. And I want to have goals. I want to be married to my wife for a long time. I want to share those experiences with her, and with anybody else that's in my life. I'm really grateful for everyone that's in my life. I'm grateful for the people that's helped out with the GoFundMe stuff. That's amazing too. A lot of people that I don't even know, besides them seeing this little video that I do. But, people are incredible. You know, um, if I do make it out of this whole thing, you can guarantee that I will devote the rest of my life to basically helping anyone that needs help with something, if I can, in some sort of way. Not that I didn't before, because I have always been pretty helpful. I stop for people that are broke down. Um, I've always been a good old boy that just helps out like that. And it breaks my heart that people have to feed me and stuff like that, because I always felt like I could be the one that could do it, and I really have to humble myself in order to accept the help from people, like, because I don't want it to be awkward for anyone else, and, but really I don't want to feel awkward, because being awkward is not normal, and, being not normal, it leads people to talk bad about you, right? But, yeah, it's just this whole situation sucks. I haven't really been in a really dark place in quite some time. I do get sad from here and there, but For the most part, I've been pretty content with where I'm at. And I just want to thank everyone for watching. I'll put my GoFundMe down there if you feel like you would like to support me. The money usually goes for like supplements and that sort of thing in order for me to try. I really don't talk about supplements in my videos just because I think other people do a lot better job of it. Also, there's a Facebook group called Pills for Pals, and there's a lot of good information on there. But again, thank you everyone for watching, donating, just supporting the whole ALS community. There's a lot of things to come. Oh yeah, and we did get a victory. Anybody getting diagnosed with ALS going forward can get Social Security disability right away. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll have another video soon. Thank you.